Feel the thunder of the pitch, the roar of the crowd, and witness the rising of our nation. St. Lucia, this is the Semi-Professional Football League Season 2. 2 epic tournaments, 143 electrifying matches, 10 venues, 1 island, 1 heartbeat. From June to December 2025, 20 district football leagues will face off. Every match is a battle, every goal is a statement, and every fan is part of the legacy. Who will rise to victory? Play your schedule and be part of history. Visit semiprofootballleague.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for full match fixtures, live coverage, updates, and behind-the-scenes access. This is our season where passion lives and purpose leads.
This is a beautiful game and this is what we love.
St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League.
Leveraging football to transform lives.
Dream big, make it your own. Home Sweet gets you any style of home. Be yourself saying home sweet home. With a home sweet mortgage, you are number one. Home sweet, home quest, home flex, home switch. Need a new home, we get it. Home sweet, home quest, home flex, home switch. Act now when you won't regret it. POSL. Bank of St. Lucia's enhanced home sweet mortgages are designed around you. Home Flex, a home equity line of credit. Home Quest, for professionals building new dreams. And Home Switch, time to bring your mortgage home to us. Home Sweet Mortgages, make it your own. Home Sweet, Home Quest, Home Flex, Home Switch. Need a new home, we get it. POSL. For more information, call 456-6999 or go to bankofstlucia.com. POSL.
In the heart of every community lies a dream waiting to come true as a journey begins. We dribble through life's hurdles, breaking down its barriers, looking beyond the horizon. Lessons are learned, friendships are forged, and strength is birthed from within. Beyond tactics and goals, we strive as a team. With discipline and perseverance, we advance. Through every kick, stumble,
And a wonderful evening going out to you guys on this Saturday evening, the 5th of July 2025. We're at the iconic Mindu Phillip Park for another edition of the Semi-Pro Football League, this time in the Premier Division, where we see Soufriere taking on South Castries. Elijah Williams alongside the critic, Dennis in Glasgow.
Good night, viewers. Good night, everyone. Of course, Eli just introduced a little interesting or intriguing encounter between the two. They both lost on match day one. So clearly both teams would want to make amends for that and put the loss behind them and see how best they can gather 3 points.
And of course, Soufriere are decked in black. South Castries in red and black. Hopefully there's no confusion for you guys watching via the stream. And it looks clear enough. And let me just run through, as there's a stoppage, run through the team sheets for South Castries. In goal, young Bernard Antoine. At left back, Chad Alfred. Nye Henry, he's back into the fold at centre back alongside Michael James. Rick St. John is at right back, Callis Mondesi. In the midfield alongside Stephen Octave and Keelan Harry. On the left flank, we have Kevon Joseph, Kennedy Willies on the right flank, and down the middle is Rashad Eugene, who captains this South Castries team. For Soufriere, Cleonte Alce is the man between the sticks. At right back, Kurt Calix. John Gastor, the captain, is alongside Wendell Joseph. Jardel Phillip, we got his name correct this time around, is at left back. Andy Joseph, Jordan Henry, and Antoine is in the middle. We have Lee John, Winans Bradley, and Shama Simon up top. Winans Bradley in the striker position, Lee John on the left flank, and Shama Simon on the right flank.
Eli, of course, just ran through the team sheets. And interesting enough, too, last encounter for South Castries, we saw Julian Alfred's brother playing centre-back this time. Nahiri has made the return, so he's now going to move to left-back. I think it's a position which is more comfortable for him, so we might just see him up and down that flank that he is wearing the number 12. So Nai, of course, comes in with his experience, played for Marshall some years in football, so clearly one who has experience at centre-back. And South Castries making the jump from Tier 2 will need that experience if they want to contain or survive in Tier 1.
Yeah, the central defense of South Castries last season comprised Nai Henry and Karim Mondesi. Karim Mondesi was the captain. They were both on the substitutes bench last matchup. Nai is into the squad right now. Karim is still on the substitutes bench, so not sure if it is a matter of fitness or something tactical by the coach Siobhan Benjamin. Alfred winning possession back for South Castries. And then the ball played into touch.
As we mentioned, both teams, Eli, they lost in the openers for them. But again, you have to put that behind you and see how best you can build on your objective. Try to instill some sort of positivity between the squad, because you know sometimes we linger on losses or negativity. But clearly, you could see with the onset of the game that both teams are trying to charge their way forward, trying to put one another under pressure.
Yeah, and Soufriere right now, they are on the attack down the right flank. Easy going there for Bernard Antoine. 17-year-old keeper in goal for South Castries. Soufriere now just trying to keep possession, playing the ball around the back.
Yeah, good reading of the game, good cover. Good all-around football, using the flank to outpace the defender, but the defender was good to the situation and dealt with it.
That's without Bradley on the ball there.
And Nai, of course, Henry just there dishing out instructions to his back line, ensuring that they can see the attacker before them. Here's a break for him. Comes into the area.
Very good going there by Soufriere, and a nice save there. First the clearance off the line by Kalen Harry there, and then the second attempt scooped by Bernard Antoine. Soufriere will be ruined that chance. They will feel that they should have had that one in the back of the net, critic.
Sure, of course, if you're in this area, what you can probably do is to, just blast the ball, just blast. I think he was trying to be too clinical with it. But again, good save by the goalkeeper, point blank save, but clearly the attacker would have been disappointed not to have his team on the score sheet. This is where you often hear of that the striker needing to have ice in his veins, Eli. More like Lewandowski. Those guys would, bury it. It's a situation where he was right there and the goalkeeper stood strong. and made a save, but the attacker, should he get an opportunity like this again, I think he's going to make amends. But it's one he's going to go home with thinking that he should have done better.
But he said something that I like. He should have really hit that one with a lot more venom. Even though he hit it straight at the keeper, there's no way the keeper would have held on to it, and that would have created still yet another opportunity.
There you go.
But not hitting that one with enough venom, and Bernard Andon was very easily able to hold on to that one.
Oh, good little pass there, right for the player's legs. There's one thing about the South Castries team is that they never stop playing. They never give up. They come at you, and you could see clearly in the first half the indication is to have a full press so far. And it seems to be working to a certain extent. The South Castries team always not want to give a chance to the opposition in terms of turning or being comfortable in the football. So let's see how long they can last with this full press.
I expect to see a much better showing out of South Castries. I think they had a rude awakening playing a Groseley team, a very formidable Groseley team in the first game of the season. Lost that game 3-0. But South Castries is a team that is normally very organized, critic. And with Nye Henry returning to the fold in centre back, as a matter of fact, he's captain in the team, as opposed to Rashad Eugene, who wore the armband last match day. And as you said, you can already hear him backing out instructions and really organizing his team. So let's see how Soufriere are going to deal with that. They had a tough go against Central Castries in their first game. So let's see how this one pans out.
Surely. What I would like youngsters to do, especially when you just, come into the fold, is to forget about those games and just continue with what's before you. I mean, you can't correct what's done, but what you can do is build on your errors. And majority of the time when you play, goals are scored through errors. Sometimes you're, a little lackadaisical, lack of concentration, what have you. So I'm hoping that the coaching staff of various teams may have led the players to this build-up for this game, that, when you have your theoretical sessions, all well and good, you have your practical sessions, but sometimes you need those players just to zone in. And I always remember when we played, theory was so big on our agenda. It's as if the coaches basically wanted us to play those games before we even played those games.
Soufriere throw in there away by Alfred, and it looks like a goal kick in favor of South Castries. The tempo of the game has been decent thus far. We've seen some goal mouth action. We've seen some play in the midfield. But a good ball there by Soufriere. And Chad Alfred doing just enough there to stay legal with that tackle, critic.
Yes, he did. I think the player just got a little nudge above him. However, he was so technical in his approach and how he defended. So basically, he used his body just to nudge the player a bit, but not to foul him per se. So good defending there by the youngster.
South Castries now getting into the box of Soufriere dangerously, and that one results in a corner. Shoma Simon going down the right flank there.
Good pass, good interplay between South Castries using the flanks, which is one of the major weapons in football when you go by line and go put that ball across. So clearly it's part of what they're trying to do and resulted in a corner.
Yeah, my apologies. That was Kennedy Willie going on the right flank there for South Castries, number 17. Good ball in there, dangerous ball in.
Oh my, not bad at all.
Steady connection, but off target.
Yes. I think it was Nye Henry who got into the position. Very strange that he didn't nail it, but again, this is something that Soufriere needs to look at. The central defender making his way all the way to the 6-yard area and just missed. Was it him? I think it looked like the other central defender. But again, chances being created by South Castries offset plays, something that we have to probably keep an eye on.
Yeah, and we see South Castries on the attack again. The game has sort of been end-to-end. We saw a double save on clearance of the line and a save by Mudad Antoine just a little earlier on in the fixture. And now we see South Castries belting one over the crossbar of Cleonte Alce in goal for Soufriere.
Another corner kick to South Castries, this time from the other side. So we should be seeing an in-swinger.
Well defended there by Soufriere.
Good interception there by young Alfred. Through ball.
Aaron pass there by South Castries, conceding possession. Bradley now holding the play up, waiting for his players to get in there. Lee John pretty much coming into the play for the first time, a tricky winger for Soufriere.
Good bit of passage there by Soufriere, not being able to bear fruit towards the end. And again, good intent.
Soufriere without the services of Inanko Sylvester today. So one of the players that adds to their creativity. He was in the number 10 position last match. Not too sure as to why he's missing from the match day squad today. We have picked up a niggle.
And if something that we have to be mindful of, probably the teams as well, is that the availability of players. What you need, Eli, when you're in this sort of competition, you need a fully functional starting 11. You don't want to be chopping and changing every match day. Basically, it shows off the rhythm of the team and, the tempo, the belief, because, players get accustomed or adjusted to certain players. And the more a team plays together, is the more likely they are to win. For example, if you have a steady squad and for example, that, this guy passes the ball this particular way, this guy wants it to foot, this guy wants it just ahead of him. So everybody on the squad have an idea of how each other plays. It certainly builds strength.
Foul there. Suffered by South Castries. The man in the middle today is Ranley Napoleon, and he brandishes his yellow card.
Is that his first for the night?
First for the night.
And his name is Randy Napoleon. Randy.
Renly.
Runley.
Yeah.
Oh,
Renlee.
Oh, Runley.
Renly Napoleon.
I call him Brandy Napoleon. It's a better ring to it.
Yellow card was issued there. I'm not too sure to who though.
In St. Lucia, Eli, you must go by a nickname. There are several persons that I come into the pub in all my life, and I don't even know their real name. So it's all right, Brandy.
Anthony Herman issued the yellow card there for Soufriere. You're absolutely correct there.
Ball comes across, Eli.
Off the post.
With a shot at it. And you could hear the encouragement coming from the South Castries bench, applauding the efforts. And that ball was just, not a strong header, but just looking for placement or direction. And it fended off the pole.
Yeah, South Castries is really growing into this game right now. They started off a little bit slow, but they've gotten themselves in there, and you can see the chemistry. You made mention a while ago of players playing with one another, and we just saw Nye Henry cover for Alfred, and Alfred now, instead of trying to get back into his position, got into Henry's position in the center of defense. So that sort of chemistry is what you would have been speaking about.
Oh, what a save,
What a
Eli.
save.
What a shot as well. You just said it, end-to-end action in between those two, Soufriere versus South Castries, and clearly instructions from the bench showing that either of them, whenever they get in a position of threat, they're going to hit that ball as hard as they can. And so far, Soufriere, despite not having full possession, have had the better chances. The young goalkeeper, of course, he got the plaudits. He got the plaudits last season, and he clearly showing his class. He's gonna be all right. Goalkeeping is a tough position. It's a specialized position in football. So youngsters out there, if you intend to be a goalkeeper, you have to start eating your ground provisions from now. No way you're gonna survive as a goalkeeper with this chicken and chips business.
Because you'll be on the ground a lot.
Oh
so
yes,
ground
oh yes,
provision.
oh yes.
You need provisions to be on the ground.
You have to work on your core. But he's a strong youngster. He's very brave as well. He's gonna be all right.
Yeah, just a little coming together there. It was incidental. I don't think the Soufriere player, there was any malice involved there. It's just a melee, and he's a very brave young keeper. We saw that on several occasions last season where he put his body on the line for South Castries. At 17 years old, you would expect that he's probably going to grow 2 or 3 more inches. Not done growing yet, so he's still going to fill out a little bit more. But his presence in goal, his awareness of the game situation, his presence in the box is already a lot. It's already very commendable at his very young age.
Yeah. What I like about him is his agility and bravery. Normally when you speak of goalkeepers, somebody with more stature, more height. But clearly you could see, like you mentioned, he reads the game pretty well. He gets into the position and he's very brave. So we have a throw in now for Soufriere, just towards the Rude Boy stands area. Soufriere may want to employ the long throw. Good clearance there.
Jardel Philip normally is better than that on his left peg. Just getting that one all wrong.
He seems to be the most sought player for Soufriere. He is very effective from his position where he plays, from the left side. He has full influence when Soufriere plays.
Not to jinx him, even though the commentators curse, but his left foot sort of reminds me of Trent Alexander-Arnold's right foot from the fullback position, the manner in which he can deliver that ball. We see him on set pieces as well sometimes. Very cultured left foot, and very often involved in the attack for Soufriere.
So we will call him sort of like a hybrid player. So despite of his position as left back, but because of the way he plays, the way he controls himself, his passes and his crosses, his shots, we'll call him a hybrid player. These are, you get those sort of players who can do so much, and he's one of them.
Almost good play there by Soufriere. I don't think that's obstruction. I think the player has a right to stand where he was standing.
Yeah, that's why.
Attacking player ran into him.
That's why the whistle wasn't blown. May have been an obstruction if it was basketball, but in football.
Actually, no. As long as you've established the position
before,
you're not moving into the player's path. You have a right to stand where you're standing on the playing area.
Okay.
For the time being, Soufriere applying a little bit of pressure to South Castries. The ball has been in the attacking third. South Castries is defensive third for the last couple of minutes. Nice turn there. I think Antoine had it covered.
Yes, indeed. But again, you see the prowess of young Henry, the skipper. He's another top player for the Soufriere team. I think as he goes as well is as Soufriere goes. So I wasn't surprised by that little shot, but the goalkeeper certainly had it covered. But good shot there by young Henry.
Jazani Henry or Jordan Henry, as he listed on the team sheet. On the ball again. Just not enough on that one for Lee John, and South Castries is pretty much just clearing that ball, and Soufriere in control again.
I think we have a even contest just far, despite, still 0-0 between the two. You can see clearly both teams have contrasting styles, Eli, but it's still a tussle between them, no full control per se in terms of this one team has been dominating.
Foul there. South Castries takes it quickly and they're back on the prowl. Shepherded out by Soufriere. So far it's been a very interesting encounter. I think South Castries poses a slightly different threat than Central Castries did in their game against Soufriere.
Mm-hmm.
I think that game was a lot more physical.
Yeah, you had more tenacity when they played against Central Castries. This time you see the Soufriere team having a different approach. They're able to keep the ball down on the surface and make more passes, because of the way the South Castries team is built. South Castries team in itself are a smaller team, so their strength would be in keeping the ball on the surface as well. But with Central Castries, the Soufriere team wasn't allowed much time and space. With this South Castries team, earlier on they did have a full press, but now you could see they relinquish a bit and allowing Soufriere to come onto them a bit.
Yeah. A player down in the center of the pitch there for South Castries. Can't make out his number. Looks like number 14. That would be Stephen Octave.
What we must also try to do next season, God willing, with the semi-pro league, is try to encourage the teams to have the names printed on the kits, and preferably in white, or whichever color that can present itself not only to us in the gantry, but to viewers as well. So persons can become more accustomed of knowing fully well that, hey, number 10 is Eli, number 21 is Glasgow. And we can promote the league even better that way. Yes, it's true that we do have the team sheets, but for a marketing purpose, even fans in the stands as well, you would love to see your name your name at the back of your shirt, or whether it be your nickname. Who knows? You could even go on a rant as well and have those jerseys being printed and selling as a marketing for the team.
South Castries. A little bit of confusion. Defender did what they normally do, just get it out of danger, but one of his team members imploring him to maintain his composure and take a look at what is happening. And now South Castries look like they are on the break.
Yeah.
Took a little too long on that pass.
That is correct, Eli. You should have made that pass from the onset. And when the player now wasn't ready for it, that's when he passed that ball, thereby finding himself offside. But again, that comes with experience and communication. Good defending there.
Of course, Renly Napoleon, one of the more senior and seasoned referees on the island. I think saw that as both players in a tussle and honors even.
Goal kick to South Castries. South Castries very comfortable playing from the back.
And Alfred there.
It's very strong, I can tell you that. Searching pass into midfield. Is it back?
Lee John not having the best of starts to this game, unable to get onto the ball and work any of his trickery just as yet.
For a minute there, I thought he went out of the area to collect this one. Good recovery there by South Castries. They're on the charge this time. Trying to find his man on the left side. The winger still able to keep control of the football. Still have possession of that football. Is it back now? South Castries still keeping possession. Kept that ball in this section of the field a little too long. Both teams needing 3 points badly to get themselves up the points table. This would be their second encounter. And what I've realized with the semi-pro, you need those points. You're going to need those points as much as you can to survive in tier 1 of the competition.
That's correct. And last thing South Castries want is to be relegated immediately after being promoted. And the last thing Soufriere wants as well, a team with the reputation that they have, to be relegated at all. So a lot to play for. I mean, it's still a very long season, still very early. It's a double round robin that we're going to be playing. So each team is going to play a total of 18 fixtures, so just 2 into the 18.
Yeah, the South Castries players just dwelling on that ball a little too long, thereby offering situations where tackles are going to be coming in. Often have the 1-touch and 2-touch. And with this sort of conditions and teams wanting for points, you need to get rid of that football as soon as possible.
Yeah, and once again, the ground here at the Mindo Phillip Park in pristine condition. See John there. Across to Bradley. Shared out to Simon. Shaman Simon.
Very good block there by number 18 for South Castries. He seemed to be very steady at the back. Very good challenge. Is it
Mikael
number 19?
James.
Number 19.
No, I believe you were correct the first time. It's number 18.
18, all right.
Yeah. It's Mikael James.
Looks very strong. Very good composure from the young goalkeeper. Nye Henry taking charge. Possession-wise, I want to give the nod to the South Castries team. However, chances created, I would give it to the Soufriere team.
I'd have to agree with you. Bernard Antoine called into action a couple of times. Fingertip save over the bar. Point blank save early on in the game. His opposite number, Cleonte Alce, to my recollection, came into play once. Needed to make a stop, but his best friend, the upright, came to his assistant.
Goalkeeper's best
well.
friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goalkeepers have about, what, 3 best friends? one each side, one above.
Say three's a crowd critic. Say three's a crowd.
They also say freeze company. But we see a strike on there by South Castries player. Just wanting to get a little more in-step on this one. Ball going towards the right side. Just splice it a bit. But again, the good intention. Making something out of nothing. Thought they should have done better with this one.
We've seen more of the attacking thrust coming from Showman Simon on the right flank for Soufriere. Lee John not able to get into the game just yet. He was the one producing a little bit more of the attacking impetus in the previous game. Look like Wedans Bradley, the recipient of that yellow card.
Yeah, but you saw what he did, right? A little old play tried to, when the goalkeeper just raised that ball, tried to get off his hand. You can't do that.
Yeah, as long as the goalkeeper is in possession.
Yeah. Good shot!
What a strike! And looks like a good save there from Cleonte Alcén. He's been called into action this time with a dangerous shot there from South Castries.
Very good shot. Which ended up in a corner for South Castries. There's another shot there from South Castries. They're getting there. Encouragement as well from the bench. The applause are coming in. They're ending the first half very strong.
Yeah, they've probably had as many shots as Soufriere have in this game, but I think Soufriere may have had a couple more on target than they have.
Yes. So South Castries more shots, but Soufriere more on target. There's a long throw there by Soufriere.
Jardel Phillip and Lee John coming into play now. Just pushes that one a little too far for Bradley.
I saw this pass up here, but the teammate wasn't in connection in terms of what was happening.
Wasn't alert to it.
Not at all. So of course, she's again very comfortable playing from the back. Need to know how to do this. This is something that you need to practice a lot, playing from the back. I think he may have just overrun that ball a little too much.
No nonsense there by Michael James.
A little pressure towards the goal area. And I'm thinking, Eli, he being one of the tallest players on the pitch, and not allow somebody else to throw in and come into the area where he can be a threat. Rather lucky.
Miss kick, but
rather lucky with this.
served its purpose.
Went straight to his teammate.
Soufriere now looking to break away, and John now with his player one-on-one.
Strong, stay strong.
Michael James once again.
Very strong player. Reads the situation well, puts himself between the ball and the opposition, and was able to find it off. A throw in 2 South Castries. South Castries continue to press on.
Good hold-up play there. Getting Alfred involved. He's quick, but not that quick, critic.
Yeah, young Alfred, I can see what he's trying to do, but he just needs to have a little more composure in his approach. I think he tries to do a bit too much hurriedly. And earlier, Nai was indicating to him as well that, sometimes you need to slow it down. Not everything can be done at 100 meters pace. Good defense, good all-around defense there by South Castries. Able to stay in the moment and deal with the situation.
Yeah, not enough ideas, not enough guile and craft there by Bradley to get himself out of that situation. And South Castries just...
Listen, Eli, the South Castries team can play. They're just missing a little bit of quality. A little bit of quality, especially in attack. You could see when they get to the final part of the field, Eli, they're just not able to stitch it together. They just need a little quality, somebody who can really pull the strings for them when they get to that part of the field. But they can play. And again, this is something probably the coach for the South Castries team may just want to look at. Just, if you could get that player just to assist the attack. They can fiddle their way through, but where you need that composure to put in that telling pass, this is what the South Castries team is missing. They have a number 10. I think they need an out and out. Number 10.
But they generally are a very organized team. They keep their shape very well. But as you say, sometimes you need that little bit of magic to unlock a defense.
That's right. Player less overrun the football. I think we've seen a switch, Eli, where they have placed Chad in the right back, and they have placed the youngster who started right back in Chad's position. So something to keep coming to be spotful of. The number 2 who started in right back for South Castries has switched towards the left side.
Well, I think that is in response to the switch made by Soufriere, because we've seen Shema Simon switch to the left flank and Lee John switch to the right flank. So it may be a situation where South Castries have determined that Chad Alfred is the better bet in terms of staying for Shema Simon.
His space and tenacity.
Yeah, so they've made the switch as
They made the switch as well, yeah. It's a free kick now. Very dangerous area, because remember, the Soufriere guys are really tall, and if you could get a ball to just be nicked on, you should be able to deal with it.
What I liked, though, their critic, was the line of South Castries. They didn't drop too deep onto their keeper. They gave him enough space that if the ball was dropped onto the top of the 6-yard box, that he could come and collect it.
Sure.
Right? And, of course, Soufriere had to make sure that they remained onside. And that just speaks to the organization of the South Castries team.
And you did mention they're highly organized, so that's also an instance right there. Defensively, they got it right.
John there trying to use his footwork. Nye Henry standing firm.
Good defense there by the South Castries team. And we see a diagonal switch by South Castries. Mr. basically giving this one away, giving Soufriere a chance now. Dwelled on that pass a little too long, resulting in a throw now for Soufriere.
A good cover there by James.
Tried to be innovative with that pass there.
Just didn't come off there.
Just didn't come off. There's a through ball, Eli. Goalkeeper out of his box. Ball comes across. Situation, Eli. What a goal, what a fortuitous bounce, Eli. And again, it shows you when you keep that football alive, which the number 17, I think, for Soufriere was able to do. He never get, I think number 10 he was. He was
For
able to.
Soufriere?
Yeah. Number
I can't see
15?
number 15.
Number 15,
Number
yeah.
15. That's
He
Antoine Herman.
Yeah, he clearly kept the ball alive, taking his chances. That one pass got past Nye Henry, and then you had chaos at the back for South Castries.
Yeah,
Certainly.
Bradley heading that one, lofting header. I was about to say that Antoine Herman, if he had taken the contact, would have won a penalty. The goalkeeper dove at his feet. He literally hurdled him to keep that ball alive. But the fact that he got to the ball first, that would have definitely resulted in a penalty. But it worked out to the benefit of Soufriere, with that ball coming across. And Winans Bradley is the one who was able to loft that one back where it came from, over there.
And that's what you've always been taught, to put that ball where it came from. The goalkeeper would have been very disappointed, but between what happened, what transpired, it was a situation where the Soufriere team keeping that ball alive and making a half chance a chance.
Yeah, it's halftime now. 1-0 in favor of Soufriere versus South Castries. We'll be back with second half action after the break.
Feel the thunder of the pitch, the roar of the crowd, and witness the rising of our nation. St. Lucia, this is the Semi-Professional Football League Season 2. 2 epic tournaments, 143 electrifying matches, 10 venues, 1 island, 1 heartbeat. From June to December 2025, 20 district football leagues will face off. Every match is a battle, every goal is a statement, and every fan is part of the legacy. Who will rise to victory? Play your schedule and be part of history. Visit semiprofootballleague.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for full match fixtures, live coverage, updates, and behind the scenes access. This is our season where passion lives and purpose leads.
This is a beautiful game and this is what we love.
St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League.
Leveraging football to transform lives.
Dream big, make it your own. Home sweet gets you any style of home. Be yourself saying home sweet home with a home sweet mortgage. You are number one. Home sweet, home quest, home flex, home switch. See that new home, we get it. Home sweet, home quest, home flex, home switch. Act now when you won't regret it. POSL. Bank of St. Lucia's enhanced home sweet mortgages are designed around you. Home flex, a home equity line of credit. Home quest for professionals building new dreams. And home switch, time to bring your mortgage home to us. Home sweet mortgages, make it your own. Home sweet, home quest, home flex, home switch. Need a new home, we get it. POSL. For more information, call 456-6999 or go to bankofstlucia.com. POSL.
At the heart of every community lies a dream waiting to come true as a journey begins. We dribble through life's hurdles, breaking down its barriers, looking beyond the horizon. Lessons are learned, friendships are forged, and strength is birthed from within. Beyond tactics and goals, we strive as a team. With discipline and perseverance, we advance. Through every kick, stumble, and victory, our lives are changing, and together we rise.
It's not just a game. Football is our life.
The St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League, leveraging football to transform lives.
This is the Semi-Pro Football League. Feel the passion, feel the vibes. Leveraging football to transform lives. St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League. Let's go! One shot to create your greatness. It's your time to make your name. It's more than just a way of life. This is more than just a game. This is one more reason why we unite with each other. So here comes one more season. This is football to unite the world. When we come alive, we just excite the world. Celebrate emotions and ignite the world. Let's make sure everybody knows it's the Semi-Pro League and this is what we love. Let's go. Oh, 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 this is what we love. This is what we love. St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League.
Leveraging football to transform lives.
My journey into business began in one of the hardest moments of my life. In 2020, I lost my job from the hotel industry and my husband was temporarily laid off from his.
As a couple with young kids, at the time, we had to ensure that we had a steady income.
We decided to convert the lower floor of my home into vacation rentals. But we needed support to grow.
The credit union couldn't go any further and financing felt out of reach.
But everything changed when we were introduced to Elite Builders Capital, a product made just for us from Bank of St. Lucia.
With their help, we completed our last 2 units. 2 of our villas were inspired by our kids, Melo for Melody and Samo for Samuel.
Now we have 6 fully furnished villas ready for more guests.
From the time I knock my knee, I think the eyesight go in.
But what's your knee have to do with your eyes?
Well, that's why I came for a checkup.
Côté Cox Optical, ou pas besoin d'appointement, avec examination yo toujours free. Docteur a bien indiqué un travail. Ou sa joindre lunettes à ce qu'on dit. Avec si on est 4 discount NIC, ou kay joindre 50% discount plus. Changer. Frame pour lunettes ka commencer à $1.
Cox Optical, on jésus moi. Higher purchase là, on jésus nous moi.
Shop with confidence at Quartz. Get the lowest prices guaranteed. Shop with confidence and save big on appliances, furniture, electronics, and so much more. If you find a lower price on any other products elsewhere, we'll match the price. Plus, we'll give you back 110% of the difference. Plus, with Ready Finance, shop today and pay later. No fine print and no tricks. Only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
My name is Roycelyn Terrence and I've been riding for 17 years. What I enjoy most about riding, the adrenaline rush that comes with it. One of the reasons I believe that bikers get into accidents, you get so caught up in enjoying riding that you don't remember that it's not only you on the road. A couple years ago, I was in a bike accident, could have lost my life, but luckily for me, I had this helmet. This is what saved my life and this is why I'm here with you today to share this testimonial. I'm telling you to stay safe, be vigilant and wear your helmet.
Feel the thunder of the pitch, the roar of the crowd, and witness the rising of our nation. St. Lucia, this is the Semi-Professional Football League Season 2. 2 epic tournaments, 143 electrifying matches, 10 venues, 1 island, 1 heartbeat. From June to December 2025, 20 district football leagues will face off. Every match is a battle, every goal is a statement, and every fan is part of the legacy. Who will rise to victory? Play your schedule and be part of history. Visit semiprofootballleague.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for full match fixtures, live coverage, updates, and behind-the-scenes access. This is our season where passion lives and purpose leads.
This is a beautiful game and this is what we love.
St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League.
Leveraging football to transform lives.
Dream big, make it your own. Home Sweet gets you any style of home. Be yourself saying home sweet home. With a home sweet mortgage, you are number one. Home Sweet, home quest, home flex, home switch. See that new home, we get it. Home Sweet, home quest, home flex, home switch. Act now when you won't regret it. POSL. Bank of St. Lucia's enhanced home sweet mortgages are designed around you. Home Flex, a home equity line of credit. Home Quest, for professionals building new dreams. And Home Switch, time to bring your mortgage home to us. Home Sweet mortgages, make it your own. Home Sweet, Home Quest, Home Flex, Home Switch. Need a new home, we get it. POSL. For more information, call 456-6999 or go to bankofstlucia.com. POSL.
In the heart of every community lies a dream waiting to come true as a journey begins. We dribble through life's hurdles, breaking down its barriers, looking beyond the horizon. Lessons are learned, friendships are forged, and strength is birthed from within. Beyond tactics and goals, we strive as a team. With discipline and perseverance, we advance. Through every kick, stumble, and victory, our lives are changing, and together we rise.
It's not just a game. Football is our life.
The St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League, leveraging football to transform lives.
This is the Semi-Pro Football League. Feel the passion, feel the vibe. Leveraging football to transform lives. St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League. Let's go! One shot to create your greatness. It's your time to make your name. It's more than just a way of life. This is more than just a game. This is one more reason why we unite with each other. So here comes one more season. This is football to unite the world. When we come alive, we just excite the world. Celebrate emotions and ignite the world. Let's make sure everybody knows it's the Semi-Pro League and this is what we love. Let's go! Oh, 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 this is what we love. This is what we love. St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League.
Leveraging football to transform lives.
My journey into business began in one of the hardest moments of my life. In 2020, I lost my job from the hotel industry and my husband was temporarily laid off from his.
As a couple with young kids, at the time, we had to ensure that we had a steady income.
We decided to convert the lower floor of my home into vacation rentals. But we needed support to grow.
The credit union couldn't go any further and financing felt out of reach.
But everything changed when we were introduced to Elite Builders Capital, a product made just for us from Bank of St. Lucia.
With their help, we completed our last 2 units. 2 of our villas were inspired by our kids. Melo for Melody and Samo for Samuel.
Now we have 6 fully furnished villas ready for more guests.
From the time I knock my knee, I think the eyesight go in.
But what's your knee have to do with your eyes?
Well, that's why I came for a checkup.
Côté Cots Optical, ou pas besoin appointment, avec examination yo toujours free. Docteur a bien indiqué un travail. Ou sa joindre lunettes à ce qu'on dit. Avec si on est 4 discount NIC, ou kay joindre 50% discount plus. Changer. Frame pour lunettes.
Back to live action for the second 45 at the Mindufili Park. You're witnessing good matchup between two teams on a different side of trajectory. South Castries making their way into tier 1. And of course, the Soufriere team a little disappointing in terms of finishing in the table. So they're 2 at it. It is 1-0 in favor of the Soufriere team, who just got on the score sheet just towards the end of the first half. So instructions clearly have been given to both teams, Eli, and should South Castries continue in their vein.
South Castries will feel disappointed that they conceded that goal. It looks like a penalty very early on in the game. I was just saying that South Castries would have been disappointed. Bernard Anton, a rush of blood to the head, came out of his box unwarranted, and Soufriere was able to get onto the score sheet by the header from Winans Bradley. And no sooner have we started the second half, in the very first minute, the 46th minute of play, we have a concession of a penalty. Still, I'm waiting to see if we can probably see a replay of that.
It looks like it's going to be the skipper, Henry. He has a ball, making his way to the spot. All of a sudden, the pack has gone quiet.
Jordan Henry tucking that one away. Goalkeeper diving to his right. Ball goes to his left. So, goal by Jordan Henry.
(2-0) in favor of the team from Southwest. One of the tourist destinations in St. Lucia, where the Stars go to play in Soufriere. Remember, I don't know, Eli, maybe if you don't remember, Eli, but remember there was a movie called The Pack Is Mine?
I'm not much of a movie person, I must admit, so you will have to educate me this evening.
Yeah, there was this movie, you know, I think some guy held somebody hostage. And, you know, for quite a bit of the movie, and the name of the movie is called, so anytime you're on YouTube or whatever, you could YouTube it, The Pack Is Mine. And this is something that CYO used to say whenever we knew we got into a semi-finals. Well, we always get into a finals. CYO never lost a finals. And we knew we would play at the Pack. So we practiced at the Marshall grounds, and our chant for the week would be,
"Pack is yours.
Pack is mine. Pack is mine." Because that's just how it is. This is a little tactics that we used to do to motivate ourselves. So clearly, the Soufriere team, they lost their first encounter. Now they sit for a good, comfortable lead of 2-0. You can see, you know, a joy on their face right now. South Castries again disappointing. But I know this South Castries team will not give up.
Well, it's the big leagues, it's the money league, it's the Premier League of the Semi-Pro Football League, and South Castries would have had it pretty much all their way last season in the Super League, going unbeaten until the final against Vayfor South. But they're finding they are going tough 2 games into the excursion into the Premier League, with a ball being lofted into the goal there and dealt with by Wendell Joseph of Soufriere.
I mean, in the realm of things as well, Eli, whenever you make that leap or that jump into another division, it's going to be a tall order for you. So they have to take it on board and see how best they can come out of the rut. And that's highly dependent on the coaching staff, the technical staff of the South Castries team.
Soufriere players feeling a bit of grief, thought they should have had a handball there. The ball flicked off a boot and up onto the hand of a South Castries player. The man in the middle, Renly Napoleon, judging nothing doing there.
In the same vein, the skipper for Soufriere asking his team to focus and forget about the call and just focus on playing the game.
Of course, in a position of 2 goals up, you don't want to be getting needless yellow cards. You don't want to be getting any sort of sending off. And Soufriere looks like they're in again, and that ball just cleared off the goal line there by Nye Henry, looks like. Yes, for a corner.
The attacker not getting enough purchase on this one. Not enough weight on that little shot. And Nye making amends on his team, ensuring that the score remains 2-0.
South Castries all over the place at the moment. Sherman Simon, he was just off the pitch a minute ago with his boot in hand. Almost got Soufriere 3 goals to the good there. There's Simon again. In Marshall there.
Simon says.
This is a substitution on deck for Soufriere.
He has a little hobble. It seems like he has a little niggle towards the, I don't know if it's the ankle, his right foot. But he was hobbling a little bit, so it might just be a little injury. You don't want to take any risk with that.
Look like Manish Pierre-Louis, the number 11, in place of Antoine Herman, the number 15 for Soufriere.
I remember when South Castries played in the earlier encounter, whenever they go down, despite they're not giving up, they tend to put in some tackles which are needless. You know, if you want to crawl your way back into the game, Eli, you have to figure it out. Which areas, what are we doing that is wrong? What areas that we can punish Soufriere? I hope we don't see an instance where they just keep on tackling needless.
Well, whatever South Castries does, they need to regain their composure very quickly. For the first 40-odd minutes of this encounter, they gave a very good account of themselves.
It's a throw now for South Castries. But the ball has been down towards the river end for quite some time, which means the South Castries team not able to put passes together to mount their way up.
And Soufriere turning on the style right now.
Flicks and tricks.
The manner in which Soufriere plays, you'd expect them to probably try to exact a little bit more control, maintain possession a little bit more, knock the ball around, try to draw South Castries out. Good save there by Bernard Antoine. Looks like Wendell Joseph got in his head to that one.
Good communication there by Soufriere, asking the player to take some time. It worked out pretty well for them. Now they have a throw-in.
Throw into South Castries. You hear Nye Henry just trying to motivate his teammates. They seem a little dejected, their shoulders, body language. They look a little deflated, a little defeated, but still a lot of time, still an opportunity. One goal gets them back into the contest. Changes the mindset, changes the mentality. But they first have to muster up the courage, muster up the willpower to want to get that goal, Critic.
There's a throw in. Again, these are little situations that they need to do better. Just basically giving Soufriere back the football. Rather unfortunate. I think he was called handball. Rather unfortunate, but good control. The referee may have spotted something that I didn't see myself, but I was just about to applaud him for.
I think something similar just happened a while ago where the Soufriere players were asking for the handball. Similar situation, the ball flicks up and hits the hand, but the referee sees it as a handball in this scenario.
As Nai making a run down the left side. Plays this one in. Cross ball.
Put ball in there. What a
goal by South Castries. What a goal
Rashad
by
Eugene
South
stooping with that header to get South Castries back into the contest.
Some good work as well from the youngster who was able to employ the Cruyff turn, thereby throwing off the zonal marking of the Soufriere team. That Cruyff turn certainly put him off because he pretended to cross the ball one way and was able to jinx it on the other foot. And if you can see a replay of this one, you'll see exactly the composition of what South Castries did.
Yeah.
You see a little cross comes in. There you have it, a diving header.
I want to go further back, critic.
Yeah,
I want to point out Nai. I want to point out Nai Henry,
yes,
because he's the skipper on the night. He was the one trying to motivate his players, and what better way to motivate your players than to lead by example? He took it upon himself to carry the ball out from the back and set up the youngster there.
That's a very good
number
goal.
6. That's Calis Mondesi for South Castries, who was able to use a little bit of skill to get the ball across. But that whole thing was started off by Nai deciding that, hey, guys.
Take them on. He took them on.
Hey, guys, come on. We're not done yet. And they're back into the game. It's 2-1. I expect to see the encounter start to heat up from here, critic.
Yeah. But South Castries now, don't lose your head. You're able to get on the score sheet, believe in yourself, and continue to do what you're doing. But don't lose your head. Don't get trapped into silly tackling. And you want that game to flow right now. You want fluidity with that game and possession.
That was an excellent header, though, by Rashad Eugene. A stooping header. You would have felt that forward may have preferred to go with his feet with a ball that height, but clearly he had more confidence in his ability to head it on target from that angle.
Ball goes out of play. Possession, throw in now for Soufriere team. Good shot there. Towards the right of the upright.
What a good ball back heel there by South Castries. A nice strike to the ball off the goalkeeper, off the upright and back into play. South Castries with their tails up at the moment, critic.
Yes, indeed. Very good strike there by the youngster. Goalkeeper as well. Good save, but again, you could see what a goal can create in football game. The moment South Castries got on the score sheet, now they believe in themselves a little more. And now we have end-to-end action at the Mindefully Park.
Fortuitous is what I would say. Leonte, I'll say getting gloves to that, but that ball still eluding him and Ricocheting off the upright. Wild there by Eugene. Ricocheting off the upright, back into play, and Soufriere was just able to scramble that ball away.
Soufriere currently under the cosh.
Correct.
You see what just happened there, Eli? Ball came off a defender. And the official, of course, raised the flag and ignored totally by the man in the middle. There's a through ball,
Nice
good
ball
save
there. Try to flick that one.
I like how this second half has started. Both teams clearly going for it. The Soufriere team trying to increase on their lead. Meanwhile, the South Castries team, with that goal just scored, they believe that they do have a chance to get an equalizer.
Ball escaping everyone there. Jadel Philip onto it. Tackle there. Of course, the National Queen Show pageant is on this evening.
Ah, all right. Anybody in particular you vying for, Eli?
Soufriere. I'm vying for Soufriere.
Soufriere.
I think Soufriere is going to win this game. I'm not in the Queen Show, my brother.
Yeah, for a moment you had me. I thought it was Miss Soufriere, you know. I thought it was Miss Soufriere.
I am very much engrossed in all things sporting. Had a chance to watch Julian Alfred a little early on in the Prefontaine Classic.
Yeah.
Came in second by a hair's breadth. I don't think she ran her most technical race. I think she would be disappointed in terms of her execution in that race. I don't think there's anything for any of us St. Lucians to be fearful of. I think if she had executed well, she would have done the business, but wasn't her best race in terms of her execution.
There's a situation now, a free kick for South Castries. You see the tall defenders making their way forward. The referee spotted something there. So it's a free kick now to Soufriere. In terms of Julian Alfred, you get those situations, especially in athletics. It's like every time you run, you're supposed to run the perfect race. But these are races she will look back on, she and her coaches, and see how best they can remedy the situation. But she's going to be all right.
Whilst we were speaking, Curtly John was substituted in for Woodlands Bradley Joseph.
The goal scorer for Soufriere made an exit.
Correct. Great ball pass there by Wendell Joseph.
Good.
Jamal Simon unable to gather that one in. Joseph is one of those, he's one of my favorite players for Soufriere actually. He's a very technical central defender. He very rarely goes to ground. So we see South Castries, they're trying to funnel their way in there. Nice flick, but the attacking player was not alert to it, critic.
You can see the intention, the intricacy, however, not coming off. Everybody needed to be on the same hymn sheet. Nippy work down the right side there for Soufriere.
Yes, Simon getting that one in.
Simon guy is a handful, you know.
Pierre Louis, who just got subbed in there, is now on the ball and trying to get into the box there. And James, a rock at the back for South Castries. Soufriere on the ball again. That one just shakes the side netting.
Ooh. Not needed there. Player not going anywhere.
I was saying there, Wendell Joseph, he reminds me a lot of Rio Ferdinand.
Smooth.
Very good on the ball, hardly ever goes to ground, always in the right position, makes very few mistakes.
He keeps his game very simple. Of course, to do so, you must have a lot of surveillance. You look around you and see where danger is. And also, you must have a good partner in defense.
Mm-hmm.
So you might find somebody else doing the dirty work, and he just comes to mop up.
You realize also he's the one taking the deep free kicks.
Mm-hmm.
We just saw him, play a long diagonal pass. So very good on the ball as well. A very good pass off the ball. Look at that, effortlessly, just lofted in there.
Soufriere are known for those players, I remember playing with Nelson. I think he's a fireman who attended the Castries Comprehensive Secondary School. So Soufriere are known to produce those sort of players who are quite poised defensively.
Kennedy Willie for South Castries picking up a yellow card whilst we were chatting away.
The ball going up.
And despite the scoreline being 2-1 in favor of Soufriere, these teams are almost playing like it's 0-0. They're still both trying to get on top in the game. Critic.
I think we must credit them for the fitness level, because earlier on we spoke about the press from South Castries, but clearly you could see both teams have hit a good fitness level. Hence the reason why they can still be able to run at each other, and some timely substitutions as well. Players who may have just get some fatigue or some lactic acid build-up in their thighs and their legs, they have been replaced. So both teams remain energized. Soufriere continue to be hopeful to see if they can increase the scoreline.
South Castries winning that one back, and Eugene on the ball then. Strikes that one.
Corner now in favor of South Castries, number 10, goal scorer. Continue to be a menace up front. Any opportunity given, he's going to take a shot. And we see Nye making his way forward as well.
John Gaston did well for Soufriere to cover that space there.
South Castries keeps possession.
Stern there, but again, Joseph in good position to snuff that one out. Could hear that contact all the way up here in the gantry.
That's right. That's where we are. Hope the other venues do employ gantries. Because when we come around, we need to be seated where we can see full action, every angle. And the Minder Philip Park provides that.
And to be properly perched.
That's right. Substitution, meantime, for South Castries. We see young Alfred making his exit. Charlie Alfred, and we have Klein Maurice, number 12 exiting, and number 3 coming in. A long searching free kick up front. So for keeping good composure. Being able to offside being called. Player may have thought that they blown for the ball going outside, but he was blown for being offside. Possession now for Soufriere. Again, good defending there by Soufriere. Player extending himself. Soufriere keeping possession, building attack to the right side. Ball comes across. Should have done better with this one. And you could, the intent certainly was there. Soufriere team trying to get forward hurriedly rather than keep possession and making that ball work around the pitch.
And there's South Castries again, working that around. Well, what a good ball across there. And just too far ahead. Maybe a little too much zip on that pass there, critic.
He needed to zip it because the players were bearing down on him. I think number 10, who scored earlier, should have been a little more alert, because you don't have the time and space that you so desire in this situation. I think the pass was perfect. I just think the attacker at the other end was a bit off the beat, not able to read this one. But good passing by South Castries.
Yeah, Rashad Eugene may have had some concerns about running offside into an offside position as well. But an opportunity going up begging there for South Castries.
There's so many positives that South Castries can take from this encounter, despite being one down, despite losing their first game as well. This is a positive little team, but I've always said that they're just missing that one player just that one player in attack to correct some of those passes. Defender shepherding this one, ensuring his goalkeeper can gain possession. South Castries on the attack. The number 17 for South Castries seems to be the one trying to bring his team back. Seems to be the one trying to make things happen in the final third.
Yeah, that's Kennedy Willie.
He's a daring young player.
Now Soufriere on the ball now. Pass by Henry, just taking the attacker just a little wide and
good possession there by Soufriere. Left back saying that he had enough of this. And the crowd echoed their sentiments.
Jardel Philip.
Still about 15 minutes to go in the encounter. If any new instructions might be coming from the South Castries camp, maybe a substitution in attack.
It's a good reverse pass there. And a nice little flick on there. And unable to stay on his feet there. Rashad Eugene showing excellent touch in and around the box there just to flick that ball into the path of his teammate who was unable to.
Player not ready, Eli. Player not ready for that sort of pass. When you get that sort of pass, there is no need to control the football in your stride. You hit that ball in your stride. But he wasn't ready for it. And now he's on the floor. You got to get up and play, youngster. You got to get up and play.
I'd be suffering from a little touch of cramp there.
But you saw the intricacy of what they're trying to do.
Yes.
But again, defenders are bearing down on you. You don't have the time. You don't have the time.
Joseph there.
So your best bet was to take a snapshot and see what the outcome is. You have a player down on the far side. It seems to be a Soufriere player. And in the meantime, a substitution, make Healy the force entering the fray. And being substituted is Rick St. John. We do have a second encounter in Tier 1. We'll be witnessing Central Castries versus V4 South. A game which is laden with history. Even before my time. So clearly something's got to give in the next encounter. Teams are already going through their motions, getting warm up, getting their instructions. Something to look forward to. So you could set yourself to stay with us on the stream to enjoy more of St. Lucia's Semi-Pro Football League. Back to live action. South Castries trying to claw their way back. Man goes down again in a similar position. There seems to be something up there in this little area. Whenever the Soufriere players get into this area, they fall down like trees. Physio is already on site. Just witnessed a South Castries player signaling to the bench that he needed a breather, or he needed a substitution. Let's see if we see any movement on the South Castries bench. Meantime, player getting some treatment. Eli said that he is supporting Soufriere in the National Carnival Queen pageant for 2025.
It's merely trying to get out of that trick question that you put on me there. I'm not
just
versed with the Carnival Queen contestants at all.
Says that the pageant is graced with intellect talent. The most anticipated pageant of the season brings together St. Lucia's brightest young women. Wow.
I've no doubt about that.
Well, the semi-pro brings together
the bright lights and the big stage
of the brightest
football.
Young men in football.
That's right.
Ball comes across. No one able to get until the end of it. Good defending there by South Castries, keeping possession. Trying to jinx his way through. Still able to keep possession. Nye is into midfield. Attack spreads to the right side. Better pass in there. Intercepted by the attacker from Soufriere. He's going to have a chance. Good save. Here is a card. Another save. Double save, Eli.
Oh my goodness, Murad Antoine.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Double save there by
Soufriere must be thinking, what do they have to do?
Wow.
Sprawling effort there to come back across and make that. I tell you, critic, this is one of the best young goalkeepers on island.
Yeah, he's surely putting himself out there, marketing himself. Well, we know he got some big awards last season, so clearly that was justified. And we also just mentioned that the Semi-Pro League has the brightest young footballing talent on island. And this was clearly a display of a youngster in goal, showing us his worth. Meantime, we see substitutions being made by South Castries.
Last year's captain, Karim Mondesi, was deployed at central defense, comes in as apparently an auxiliary striker for South Castries.
A false nine?
I think we saw that in the latter part of the finals.
Which worked for them.
Which worked for them.
Yeah.
But interesting. First cameo for the season, coming on as an auxiliary striker.
Keeper collects. Let us see if the auxiliary striker can have an impact. He's wearing number 7. When we saw him last season, he was very underrated. But trust me, he can play, and he packs a good shot as well. See a punt upfield. Soufriere, or South Castries rather, trying to get at the end of various little tackles. It's a free kick. A free kick in favor of South Castries.
Yeah, I was wondering what was going on there. There's a lot of
off the ball action.
A lot, and for a while I saw a red card in the hand of the official, but he just pulled out the wrong card.
Yeah.
I was wondering what was going on.
Yeah.
An opportunity for Mondesi to get into the action. But we see South Castries employing something similar to what we saw Soufriere do the last game. The biggest, tallest person is way outside of the back post and trying to find their way into the center, looks like.
A little too much on this one, but you could see the intent. I don't think you needed height in there, Eli. What you probably needed was a velocity at a good level so somebody could lash onto it, but a little too much in terms of loft in that free kick.
Yeah, well, if you're going to bring the big man into the game to be
You
up
have to
top,
give him a chance.
you
You have to give him a chance. Yeah. Chance.
Soufriere on the attack again. Ball driven across there.
Turned into a short pass. Play on, says the referee. Resulting in a goal kick for South Castries.
Yeah, I could have sworn I heard a double ricochet there, but the official says it's a goal kick.
Not much time left in this encounter. And South Castries level the score. The referee stopping play to take control of the encounter. Cards being served like pizza. Slices.
And it's not even Christmas.
Come on with it. Come on with it, youngsters.
Drop ball there, looks like, for Soufriere.
Yeah, he often tries this sort of half volley when he gets it from outside the area.
Soufriere onto it again. We're into stoppage time right now. Just about a minute of stoppage time gone. South Castries intend on getting a point at the very least out of this game. They need to get going now.
They're fighting. They're really trying to get something on in this game. That should be a foul. Ball given to South Castries. There's another card situation. The players need to keep their head together.
Some gamesmanship there by Soufriere, just nicking the ball away so that South Castries can take a quick free kick. I think they'll be willing to give up the yellow card in exchange for that.
It's a corner in favor of South Castries. The South Castries punish Soufriere for the exploits.
Soufriere right now defending frantically. Let's see if they can see this one home.
Change of kicker.
Looking to get an in-swinger.
That's right. Well defended there in the first post by Soufriere. The referee saw a foul within the mix. Signal is up. We have 4 added minutes. We are already into 1. No, I think he didn't touch it. It's looking like for a back pass.
No, that's not what I was suggesting. The instruction coming from the Soufriere player to play it one time.
Yeah. Which was
thought that the goalkeeper would have wanted to take his time.
There you go.
Cool down the
right,
pace.
Correct. Because he had time. He had time to choose and to slow down the game as well.
Good ball across by the big man. And
good gracious me. That was the opportunity the South Castries team needed, Eli. Again, composure and getting that snapshot.
Christian Pierre there.
Getting that chance. Look at this, Eli. He could have been dummy. He could have been even dummy as well and leave that ball for the number 10. But again, when you're inside that area, you're not going to think of all of this. You grab at the opportunity. So for showing possession right now.
That's what I expect from them.
Goalkeeper is going to gobble this one and go upfield. Ball comes across. I don't know if the goalkeeper got a little onto it.
As the final whistle there. Soufriere taking all 3 points against the South Castries. They had the opportunity at the end there, Critic, but not able to do enough. And this game ends 2-1 in favor of Soufriere.
I think the better team won. Soufriere, they seem to be so much better than the South Castries team. South Castries showing us that they have it in them to score goals, but not able to pull it together for a full 90 minutes. Tough for them so far in their 2 opening encounters, but Soufriere, having lost their first, would feel better knowing that they got 3 points on the table.
Yeah, Elijah Williams and Tennyson Glasgow, we're signing out. You can join us for the second fixture on the night. It's Central Castries coming up against Vieux Fort South.